Barry. Next, we will hear from Dr. Gaëlle Rivard Piché. The floor is yours.
Monsieur le Président, chers sénateurs et
Mr. Chair, dear senators, thank you. I'm delighted to be with you today.
Before I proceed, I would like to note that although my presentation will be in English, I'm happy to take questions and engage in French afterwards. My remarks today will focus on the opportunities created by Canada's recent commitment to increase defense investments, the structural challenges that continues to slow the delivery of military capabilities, and the strategic risk Canada faces from prolonged procurement delays, particularly given the threat posed by China, Russia, and other state actors intent on undermining the rule-based international order. To begin, the investments announced in Canada's 2025 budget are welcome and urgently needed steps to modernize our forces. The 2025 budget proposes to provide $81.8 billion over 5 years on a cash basis to the Canadian Armed Forces, funding that aligns with the 2035 objective of devoting 3.5% of Canada's GDP to core military capabilities. This investment reflects a recognition that the global security environment has fundamentally shifted, that Canada faces significant challenges at home and abroad, and that we must be prepared to deter and defend against a wide range of threats in an evolving landscape. However, increasing funding alone does not resolve the core issue facing Canada's defense and procurement systems. Absorption capacity, personnel recruitment and retention, and certainty and sustainability in funding remain pressing challenges. But what concerns me the most is the pace at which these investments will translate into real deployable capabilities. In today's threat environment, where both conventional and emerging operating domains are shaping modern conflict, speed is not simply a matter of efficiency. It is essential to defending our nation's sovereignty and strategic interests. Russia has demonstrated that it is willing to use force to redraw international borders and challenge Euro-Atlantic security, including that of NATO countries. Despite heavy losses and a prolonged war in Ukraine, Russia's military reconstitution is expected to be completed by 2029. Likewise, China is rapidly expanding its military capacity, projecting power across the Indo-Pacific, and increasingly threatening the sovereignty of Taiwan, with public estimates forecasting a potential invasion as early as 2027. That is just 16 months away. Those timelines on both fronts are uncomfortably close. In contrast, many of Canada's procurement projects are not expected to reach full operational capacity until well into the 2030s. Timelines that may be too slow to meet deterrence requirements within NATO and too slow to prepare against threats that are already materializing. This is why the government's commitment to establish a defense investment agency is encouraging. If designed well, it could accelerate equipment acquisition, strengthen partnership with allies, and address some of the long-standing inefficiencies that have burdened the procurement cycles for decades. However, if the same risk-averse and bureaucratic processes takes hold within the new agency, there is a real possibility that old problems will simply persist under a new name. The importance of delivering major capabilities at greater speed was underscored last week by Vice Admiral Topshee, our Navy's commander, when he expressed a preference for adopting an existing class of submarines rather than designing a bespoke Canadian model. His message was clear, and it applies across the Canadian Armed Forces. Reinventing the wheel takes time, and time is a luxury that Canada does not currently have. More broadly, Canada faces widening capability gaps as legacy fleet ages faster than their replacement can be brought online. Our fighter fleet transition has taken decades, and we are still awaiting the government decision on whether it will proceed with the full F-35 acquisition, the only fifth-generation aircraft available. The national shipbuilding strategy is essential, but its timelines now extend into the 2040s, meaning some Halifax-class frigate will operate well beyond their initial 30-year lifespan, with mounting maintenance costs and growing deficiencies. These gaps are among the many factors undermining the CAF operational readiness. Meanwhile, Canada's allies are moving quickly. Whether through traditional partnerships such as NATO and NORAD or through new security arrangements with the European Union, Poland, or South Korea, the message is consistent. Canada will be unable to contribute meaningfully if it does not possess the right capabilities at the right time. The government has made important commitments. Speed is now of the essence. The challenge now is to ensure that these commitments rapidly translate into timely, tangible capabilities so Canada can preserve, reinforce, and ultimately maintain its strategic advantage over adversaries and in concert with our allies. Thank you, and I look forward to your questions.